Kenya's informal sector employs 83% of its workforce and accounts for more than a third of the country's GDP. But according to the 2019 census, the vast majority of Kenyans have no tertiary education, with only 11% having attained post-secondary education. Following recommendations by the Presidential Working Party on education reforms, the Ministry of Education is putting the final touches on a framework that will recognize education and skills gained through experience and informal learning. The recognition of prior learning framework set to be launched in October will enable workers in the informal sector to acquire tertiary qualifications and exploit opportunities for employment.
We appreciate that people are really learning, obtaining skills and competencies that are helping them to get probably some meaningful job, to make a meaningful life out of that. And so what the framework does is to ensure that no single competence or skill goes unrecognized. So that even as we emphasize and appreciate the formal education and training, we are also looking at what are these alternatives that would also help our people so that they're able to navigate through life.
The framework will also provide relief to asylum seekers and refugees with prior qualifications, many of whom have been locked out of the job market.
We of course very well know that it is not everyone who will really be able to go through that path. And if we just take that path, we will be closing out so many people who would have a skill, who would have some form of learning, who would have some form of competence, and the framework is not recognizing them. And so what the framework then has done is to provide for alternative pathways.
Applicants will submit evidence of knowledge and experience in the desired field and undergo assessments to determine whether they qualify for a certificate. Speaking at a validation workshop in Naivasha, Kenya National Qualification Authority Director General Alice Kande said the policy will align Kenya's national economic plan with changing global trends.
We are not taking these people for a training. Recognition of prior learning in this context is looking at someone who already has the competence. And so filling in that gap of someone who did not necessarily go through the formal education and training, but they have acquired that competence. And so they will go to an institution that is credible, that is capable of assessing them so that they can be assessed for that particular skill at a certain level.
If someone has worked for me for 10 years and I built their capacity as a plant operator, why would I have a problem having those people certified anyway to confirm that they have already acquired these skills?
With the cost of tertiary education steadily rising, the policy is expected to plug skills gaps and enhance access to formal qualifications. But as the job market faces mounting pressure from tax increments, the impact of the policy remains to be seen. Muriel Adhiambo, K24 TV, Nairobi.